So we have been talking about water collection for ages, and today we're going to get some in place.
Well, rainwater collection is definitely something, as Stephanie said, we've been talking about for quite a long time. And of course, it has all sorts of benefits. One thing is thermal. It's usually warmer. Now, not in end of April, but it'll will be able to let it warm up a little bit as opposed to well water. But you also get the benefit of things like nitrogen and that come from rainwater. So it'd be really good to have this, and 1,000-liter storage capacity off the greenhouse is a lot. We may or may not have some other plans in the works of how we might use this, because it's a very big rain barrel, for lack of a better way to put it, and because it doesn't have a lid, obviously we're going to have to control mosquitoes somehow. So, but before we even get to that, we have to get this job finished.
So first place that we are going to be getting some water collection sorted out is off the greenhouse, because this is an area that we are constantly having to bring water to in order to keep the plants alive. So that's going to be first step. We don't have any eavestroughing, so we're going to kind of jerry-rig a bunch of products that we've managed to acquire and see if we can get this to work.
So part one is an Eavestrough. So we have these, which are some description of eavestroughing, we think. And
they were a freebie.
They were free, which was awesome. We figured out a way to use some 4x4 brackets to attach them.
And then they just kind of...
The plan will be they go on, and then this should potentially be quite easy to remove in the wintertime so we don't end up with it busted. So here are our new purchases. We have 3 1,000-liter IBC totes, which is going to be awesome. So one of these is going on the greenhouse, and the other 2 are going to eventually go off the barn. But we're not getting quite to that project just yet. So all of these hold water, which is excellent. And they've all got a spout of some kind off the bottom. And the tops have already been cut off. So these aren't really going to be for sort of drinkable water by any means, but for gardens or even potentially livestock, they're going to work. So we're going to do a pretty simple catchment system off the greenhouse, because it's not that big, where essentially we just position the eavestrough at an angle somewhere over top of the opening, and everything will just feed by gravity. We're not going to put a downspout on this. So first step is getting one of these in place, but we got to go get a pallet to do so. So part one is complete. We leveled the pallet up just with some rocks because it's fairly flat, but not completely flat here. It makes the tote look a little bit out of whack, as you can kind of see, but we figured the pallet was the better piece to level, since this won't sit here for the entire year. We're going to turn it over in the winter time because we don't want it bursting or anything like that. So now that we have that in place, we've got to get our eavestrough up, and what we're planning is to have it come out past the end so that it just drops in, and it should work well enough, but we'll see. Well, it doesn't look like very much, but we've been messing around with it for a little while. However, we've made some progress, but I will say I don't like things that are fiddly, that take a bunch of little tweaks and messing around to get to work, because they can take a lot of time. But we'll show you what we got. So there we go. We've got our IBC tote in place, our eavestrough on. You can see we used the brackets for the 4x4s, and it actually didn't work too terrible. So that eavestrough is just sitting there. So we'll have to see if it will just stay there. I think so. It's a fairly tight fit. But anyways, all we have left to do, which we're not doing tonight, is to clean that out because there's a bit of muck in it. And our system is set up. Well, not a super glamorous job by any means, but it's on, and probably good timing because we're bound to get a fair bit of rain in May. It always happens, so that's good because we're starting to get a bit of stuff growing in the greenhouse. So having one piece of water collection in place is definitely a positive, and stay tuned because we may use it for some other uses. But yeah, there you go. We actually finished the job in a relatively short amount of time.